Welcome back to the Global Business Report here on Arise News. The Bankers Committee here in Nigeria has announced the completion of the restoration and upgrading of facilities at the National Theatre. Finally, the renovation, of course, commenced in July of 2021. So on the front page of today's This Day newspaper, Nigeria's newspaper of record, that July 2021 restoration, of course, began then following approval from the federal government, then the subsequent handover to the Bankers Committee. So what can we expect from this restoration as far as jobs are concerned and much, much more? Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu, who of course is deep in the banking sector. Who better than him to join us to discuss? Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You dragged me out today, eh?
Yes, I have to drag you out. Big story. So what do you make of this? I mean, you've been,
remember that, let me just put out there that, success, nothing succeeds like success.
Right.
Success has many fathers.
Yes, you said that a lot.
I do recall that when this program, this initiative came out, pushed by Central Bank in those days, it was like, oh, they have come again. White elephant. That time, Central Bank was pushing so many things. And, we used to call the CBN governor, Prime Minister, Minister of Health, Minister of this, Minister of that, And I guess, but they have succeeded now. And he also, sadly for me, reminds me of my friend and brother, Mr. Herbert Wigwe, who was the head of the CEOs, committee of CEOs in the Bankers Committee then.
Yeah.
And he was championing this project along with the Central Bank governor. And he carried this on his head along with the brother MD, Bank MDs. And they pushed the project. And we thank God that we're getting to the end. But before I talk about this project like in detail and the happiness and the joy, this project speaks to many things in our good or bad in our country.
Yeah.
And I will just put them out there one by one. The first thing is, if he heard the MD of Talent Bank when he spoke, he said that when they looked at the project, initially they thought it was undoable because the place was totally run down. Totally run down. You can imagine a national monument run down that way. They said there was no way to move, nothing was working. And it's symptomatic of what's happening in our country. You see go to some stadium, even the stadium in Abuja is all run down.
Yeah.
Whether it's Lagos or whether it's distant, there's so many national monuments are just abandoned and uncared for. And so the national theatre fit into that story. And that's the kind of country that we have, where monuments, access to the country. Indeed, I think PwC, one of the firms, did an analysis of Western assets of Nigeria, and they found so many trillions of assets that Nigeria could have sold even to get out of this broke phase.
Yeah.
So many assets are, so that speaks to that about our airports. If you go to the airports, for example, look at the conveyor belts.
Yeah.
You fly in from Côte d'Ivoire, from Ghana. As I leave in Ghana and get to Nigeria, you just want to spit and vomit at an airport because of how the things have been run down, totally run down. The conveyor belts in the Lagos airport are splashing things on you. We don't look after our national assets.
Lack of maintenance.
That's one. Nobody cares. But the other thing I want to look at is project completion. This project lasted barely 4 years.
Right.
You can imagine the bad state it was in, and to where it is now, for barely 4 years. Remember Jakarta Steel?
Yes.
How many years?
That is still decades.
Decades.
Yeah.
So he speaks to that. Look at a lot of roads we are doing now. Some of the roads, when we were in primary school, when we were even born, the roads were under construction. Look at some power plants. Look at some dams. It's just lack of project completion. But you see, this one has been done by the largely private initiative, and it's completed. You remember those that I used to believe that a house cannot, when my father was building house, I thought a house cannot be completed in 1 year. Because of the way my primary school teacher father was building house like over my 20 years life, And the power of collaboration is also important. You can see the initiative between the private sector
and the public sector.
The public sector.
Yeah.
The private sector, led by the banks, provided the money. The Lagos segment provided the enabling environment, and of course the national asset.
You always use LLNG as an example.
Right. I have something again. The standard of construction.
Yeah.
You had the MD of Sterling Bank, who represented
Suleiman.
He said that the standard of construction is world class. They cannot see any better one around the whole world. It speaks volumes for us. You know what you see over here? You build roads one rainy season.
It will all scatter.
It will all scatter. You know, even our airports.
Right.
You know, you go and see the airports. The toilet seats are all broken. Tiles are all washed out. Airports are less than 1 year. The other thing, again, I want to talk to our viewers about this project management. Everything, you know, tie this up. 5,000 seater main hall, 3 cinema halls, VIP places, changing rooms, you know, kitchens, everything working together, you know, all done. Not the rooms you enter, you have to bend down like this, but the doors are so low.
Yeah.
You go into the toilet, you know, it speaks a lot of things. Look at our new Lagos airport.
Right.
To have a new Lagos airport running to hundreds of millions of dollars that will finish. Meanwhile, big planes cannot park there.
Yeah, they didn't plan the...
They didn't plan there. You know, so you wonder a lot of times how people treat, you know, government resources, Commonwealth, when they're planning projects. So, Hurrah will celebrate this National Theatre. They're going to be opened shortly. And the other thing that they took away from me was maintenance.
Yes.
And he knew, the MD of Sterling knew that, you know, that we better not allow these people to run this thing. And he said, no, it won't be maintained by Bankers Committee or the government. That we took that into consideration from the beginning. And that's the project management. The high is going to be properly maintained. Do you know that in the new airport, some of the escalators are not working already? The new airport, Lagos Airport, some escalators are not working. Conveyor belts, some of them are not working. They're broken. How old is it?
So that's a really sad state of affairs.
And these are brand new assets to the country. Why? The civil servants want to take the projects and we must manage it. You can't give it to the private sector. We must manage it so that people will be at the toilet door, holding toilet roll as they're entering. Well done, sir. Your boys are here. Well done, sir. You want toilet roll? And the toilet will be stinking. New toilet, you know. Because civil servants want to manage those projects. So, but thank God that this one is going to be maintained by professionals. And so that the assets will have longevity, you know. Now, it's supposed to be an ecosystem.
That's important.
For arts, fashion, tech.
Yes.
You know, about 4 verticals. All meeting there, you know. And soon we're going to have a tour of the place to make sure that validate all these things. You can imagine what will happen to the arts people. Now, all our people who are drowning, all the youths, all the Nollywood people who are drowning in rivers, looking for sites to film things. At least they have somewhere they can go and do some of these things now. A lot of our youths now, especially you that like the tech issue. You know, I also have a center. You know, have what do you call it? What do you call that site again?
The hubs.
The hub system. You know, where people are going to go and then, you know, at least the legal ones, not the Yahoo ones. You know, go and, you know, practice, exercise themselves, at cheap price. You have power guaranteed. You have other resources guaranteed, and then the nation moves. Create, pick a lot of youth away from unemployment, and put them into good employment. And so for the nation, and I think it has been renamed the Wolo Soyinka Cultural Center by the Lagos State government. You know, so we'll commend Nigeria. I mean, the pictures we have seen about the completed this thing is awesome. And it's a sight to behold. And we'll just thank the Bankers Committee and to the legacy of Mr. Wigwe, who's dead now, who started the project as the head of the Bankers Committee, the former CBN governor, and then to all these bank CEOs.
All right, business analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, thank you so much. Very, very important infrastructure there. We hope to yield the fruits that are promised. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time.